I have heard that the shuttle that takes you from the train to the ferry has now gone up in price from $5 to $6. So bring exact change.
Ooh,
Um,
ooh, probably because of this movie, by the way. Do you know what I mean?
Probably because
Probably
of
like
this
everything's gonna
movie
go up.
and not because of inflation. But what am I saying?
I think everybody in the world, doesn't matter where you are going to love this one.
Oh,
Joel,
thank
we'll
you so
start
much.
with you. You're the screenwriter, obviously, as well as in it. So, where did the idea to transport a Jane Austen like classic, do you know what I mean, Pride and Prejudice, from England to this island that now everybody's probably going to want to go to? Do you know what I mean? Probably there's a little secret over there before the movie. But do you know what I mean? Was it like Clueless because they did it in that? It was always, I don't
Well,
know. Where
Clueless was definitely an inspiration, but I mean, really, the start of it, the genesis of the movie, really came when Bowen and I went to Fire Island for the first time together in 2016, and I brought Pride and Prejudice with me to read as like my beach read. And the whole time reading it there, I just kept commenting to Bowen like, "Oh my God, this is so relevant to what we're experiencing here." Because Fire Island, as transformative and wonderful as it can be, when there are no straight people around to oppress us, it really does become quite clear like, oh, we find different ways to oppress each other. And that really is the what Jane Austen is all about and what she writes about in Pride and Prejudice. And so, it started as a joke, that I was going to write an all gay Pride and Prejudice set on Fire Island. But then, over the years of coming back to Fire Island, it just slowly began to crystallize what the story was.
Yeah, and Bowen, I mean, I think you said something. I read that you said this movie it's a commentary on racism and classism in today's gay circles, and that's something that I was wondering, is that something that attracted you to sign on to it? It's not just a cute gay rom com; it's got more than that to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I signed on to it as sort of part of it being Joel's concept of what this movie would be. And so there was never a time where I wasn't on board with it. But I think the thing that probably ended up being the thing that I responded most to is that, and something that Andrew On, the director, responded most to is that it's a Pride and Prejudice retelling that focuses more on the sisterhood of Jane and Liz and Lizzie. And I feel like that's what Joel sort of created in this movie is this really nice portrait of like, you know, platonic queer love and support and what that is. And I think Joel is really sort of on a meta level already like really nurtured so well between the two of us. And I think he and I had developed such a shorthand over the years that it hopefully translated into the film.
Yeah, and Joel, you've mentioned like on the island, it's a good idea that obviously we gays can turn on each other when there's no other straight people around. So, was there any characters in this maybe that are based on real people that you met on Fire Island back in the day, or awkward situations that happen in it
Yeah,
that are based on real life?
there's a like all the characters are a composite of people I think I've met or experienced in my life. But I will say like the scene where they walk into the movie and someone looks them dead in the face and says, "Can we help you? I think you're at the wrong party," is something that's happened to me personally on that island twice.
Wow.
And so it is no one is immune and like from interactions like that. And so that was the kind of experience that I was really pulling from, and a big reason why I wanted to write not just a romp, like I wanted to write something that dealt with some of those more, some of the darker sides of the community, that it's not all, rah rah support, pride, and all that.
Yeah, and Bowen, what would you say to people who are now possibly planning a trip to go to Fire Island? Do you know what I mean? Is there any like number one top tip? Do you know, because
Yeah,
there is some people see this movie, or it's those people that's going to be landing there.
sure. I have heard that the shuttle that takes you from the train to the ferry has now gone up in price from $5 to $6. So bring exact change.
Ooh,
Um,
ooh, probably because of this movie, by the way. Do you know what I mean?
Probably because
Probably
of
like
this
everything's going to
movie
go up.
and not because of inflation. But what am I saying? No, I mean it's all about the people you go with, and I feel like that's what this movie is really hopefully driving home is that that sort of sets the tone for everything, and and I feel like people who might have their preconceived notions about what Fire Island means or what happens there or the types of people who go there. Um, I think that's all predicated on people's notion of like belonging, and I feel like if you can go with people that you feel like you belong with, then it becomes really magical. Yeah.
Yeah, and chosen family is a big theme in this movie. Did it feel making it? I wonder, because all of you, I know some of you know each other quite well. Did it feel like a bit of a family making this?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, we really got very, very lucky. Even the people that we cast that like weren't people that I knew personally, we all just gelled so well. I mean, like Tomas Matos, Torian Miller, like I've known Torian since like 2014, but Tomas was a completely new, find for us. And so, having them on set, and we really became quite close. And yeah, I think there was no stinkers on set, not a single one.
None.
I'm proud to
Okay,
say.
well, on that note, thank you so much for talking to us. Congratulations on the film.
Thank you so much.